Want to say peace and blessings to you guys. Hope all is well. Thought I'd do a quick video since I had some time on my hand. Um, and just wanted to briefly talk about, discuss the video I uploaded earlier. And I'm going to do a full playbook on it uh, more than likely tomorrow night. I may even do it tonight. The video, for those that are haven't seen the video that I uploaded a video in regards to the hoax, right? The fake, the doctored video of Vladimir Putin uh, giving a speech stating that Jesus is black and that Russia will start worshiping the black Jesus. And I wanted to upload and do this video a couple of weeks ago when I first came across the video, and also start seeing probably about 6 months ago when many from within this awakening start pushing the notion that Putin opened up the vaults to display the Russian icons. You know, that right there was I knew that that was a major red flag, because there's books, you know, that it's been out before Putin even became president of Russia about the Russian icons, right? So I knew that was a lie. And uh, a year ago, look it up, what Putin actually did was there is a iconography of the Trinity that a year ago Putin is giving back to a Russian church, an icon that was uh, restored back in like around the 1917, somewhere around that time frame. But Putin was restoring that icon to a particular church in Russia. Had nothing to do with opening up some mysterious vault and making available icons. See, family, the strong delusion is real. The strong delusion is real. And what's sad is, I'm going to start with leadership. I've seen a number of platforms, within this awakening, not taking the time out to do their due diligence on something significant like this. Come on, family. If Putin would have made such an announcement, you would know about it. You'll find out about it because the Christian church will be talking about it. The Catholic Church will be talking about it. The haters against our community would be talking about it. That's number one. That is number one. But what's sad is many of the leaders that have platforms within this community push the nonsense. The biggest red flag when you see on these channels, Putin opened up the vault, that should be a red flag to you. Because again, most of you guys already know and had access to the Russian icons. I have a book on the Russian icons, and I have a PDF on the Russian icons. Had it for almost 10 years. But that should have been a major red flag. That should have been a major red flag. Now, I'm an IT guy. Also, was in special services. I'll just leave it at that. When I was in the military, I know how to, vet videos. And guess what? Even then, if I don't take the time out, I can be deceived. Because I remember I want to say about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe a little longer, I saw a news clip circulating among our community about the Ebo, and I posted it, not knowing that that clip was a fake clip that was created by people to purposely uh, uh, say something about our community. From that point on, I said, from now on, I'm going to make sure I take my time and vet every piece of information. And if I'm not sure about it, then I'm not going to post it. But we all can make mistakes and be, deceived. But when you're dealing with something like a video like that, there's no excuses for us as leaders not to vet this information, especially if you understand cybersecurity. I purposely did not put any commentary on the video I uploaded because I want to see how we respond to it. I purposely, normally I will put commentary. I actually have the audio and everything. I purposely didn't put it in it because I want to see how we respond to it. And there was a lot of trolls. A lot of the comments that you don't, that you see that's there are, there was far more that I had to remove because of the ugliness. And even what surprises me, even though it shouldn't be a surprise, is some of our people, if they are part of our community, stating that there's something good about it. There's good in this hoax. Family, the Most High don't need us to make up stuff and push lies in order to push the truth. If you read Acts chapter 3, you'll see Peter saying to the man, silver and gold, I don't have that to give you, but I give you Christ. We don't need to push lies in order to teach the truth. So every leader, and I'm not dealing with the parishioners, I'm not dealing with the lay people. If you are a leader, if you say that you are a leader, having a ministry and you're responsible for people, you're supposed to be the watchman. You're supposed to be the watchman, not a hireling. And there's a lot of hirelings. There's a lot of hirelings and next day or after the fact prophets, just like there is in the church. You have a lot of next day prophets that want to pump themselves on the chest and say, see, I knew that was going to happen. Got all this prophetic word, but you can't even discern a fake video, not one video, but two videos with the same audio. See, the red flag, if you guys understand cyber security, this is what countries do to try to affect elections. There's no coincidence that we are in an election year. When I say we, the United States, the country we live in, is in an election year. Now, suddenly, mysteriously, this video starts circulating. Not one, but two videos stating that it's doctored. It purposely turned down the volume on Putin's voice, so you can recognize it that it's his voice, but you cannot actually try to run it through any type of translation software because the so-called translation, the English translation, is jacked up on it, so it's extra loud, it's amplified, so that way you can't do that. But as soon as I saw that video, I said, that video's tampered. That's a doctored video. And do you know other countries do that to manipulate outcomes of elections and other agendas that they're trying to push within other communities, other countries? Negroes, wake up. You think it's all of a sudden Donald Trump want to come up with sneakers targeting our community? You think it's a coincidence that all of a sudden, you got these so-called people like Tariq and all these other people that's trying to push Donald Trump, and Donald Trump is buddy with Putin? Come on, family. And I'm not pushing Joe Biden. I want to make that clear. I am not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. I am not an independent. I don't endorse none of them. None of them have anything good for our community. So now I'm seeing here an election year, Donald Trump running. You got the people that call themselves to be conscious among our community. Now, all of a sudden, they're pushing for Putin. I mean, not Putin, but pushing for Donald Trump, who is buddies with Putin. Come on, family. Do you know that there's another video circulating that I'm going to add to this that has Donald Trump supposedly talking about the 144,000 on TikTok? Family, you think this is a coincidence? It's the main ones that are caught screaming out fake news are the ones that pushing the fake news. See, when you pay attention to the election cycle, pay attention to how the cyber attacks happen. They start creating Facebook groups. They start creating all kinds of dummy accounts, and then they start targeting our community. Like they'll start pushing groups in our community the notion of, well, you know what, Obama this, or the Democrats this, or black on black crime. Look it up. See, even that term about black on black crime being higher, as if it was higher than anything else. Who pushed that lie? Donald Trump. He pushed that lie right during the time of that 18, 19-year-old young racist shot up that church. So Donald Trump began to push the lie white on black crime. And what happened? All the Negropeans lined up and start pushing that notion. Well, you know what? It's sad that, this situation happened, that this situation happened, that this situation happened. But let's talk about black on black crime. Do you know white on white crime is just the same? The statistics are just the same. Asian or Asian crime is just the same. Do you know that criminals are lazy? They stay within their community. For a criminal to go outside their community, that's not the norm. That's not the average. But it's the same across the board. But what happens? We have to, as a people, we take things to a whole nother level and start pushing lies. Look it up. Look it up. Go to Southern Poverty, and you can look this up right now. Look it up and type in black on black crime, and you'll see a write-up on there giving you the source of where that thought came from. And you will see that that's an absolute lie. Welfare queen. This notion that our people are on welfare much higher than any other community. Do you know that it's the white people that are the majority on welfare, even with this, no matter how you try to break down a percentage? When you start dealing with welfare fraud, do you know the name stealers had a big hustle going on in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania of what? Stealing from the welfare system. But the issue is our community. I've seen videos from this community bragging about, I told you. Didn't I say Putin was going to do this? Come on, family. And Putin didn't say anything. Now, I want to make this clear. I'm not saying that there's no validity to the Russian icons. Let me say that again. I'm not saying that there's no validity to the Russian icons. But what I'm saying is Putin's speech is an absolute lie. And they are purposely targeting our community by any means necessary for what? Votes. To get us to what? Say Putin is cool. So when you say Putin is cool, then you're going to say Donald Trump is cool. Come on, fam. Y'all better pay attention to this stuff. Y'all better pay attention to this stuff. This is what cyber attack is. It's a whole different warfare. Start pushing information online to start strategically manipulating our thought process on how we address political things. That's exactly how countries do. That's exactly how the countries do. So, like I said, unfortunately, or unfortunately, You know, and like I said, I'm blocking trolls because I can see the trolls coming in. And guess what? Many of the trolls are not even from our community. Let me say that again. Many of the trolls that you're going to see posting stuff all up inside this chat and other chats, they are not even from our community. Let me say that one more time. I can guarantee you, if we were able to turn on or the actual uh, filters to see who's behind many of these trolling accounts, I can tell you, I can tell you that they're not from our community. So I want to make it clear. I'm not pushing for no Donald Trump. I'm not pushing for no Biden. I'm not pushing for Democrats. I'm not pushing for no Republicans. But I want to make sure you guys understand this. I'm all about our community. I'm all about the truth and what's right within our community. I'm all about truly lifting up and teaching our community. So these Russian icons for us, again, I'm not saying that there's no validity to the Russian icons because there's validity to it. But don't allow yourself to fall into that narrative thinking that Putin has our best interest, because he doesn't. Just because he may be working with certain African countries doesn't mean that he has the best interest of us. Do you know racism, how bad racism is in Russia right now? Matter of fact, there's an old video on that I posted, I think a year ago, about a Negro in Russia having bananas thrown at him, being mocked by Russians over there. Come on, family. None of these people have our best interests, including Putin. None of them. None of them. I don't care what good thing that they may do, good gesture, even if, let's just say, the video was true. I'm still not rocking with Putin because I understand politics. I understand how different countries, including this country, infiltrate and influence other countries. They target people for a specific reason. I encourage you guys to go back and Google Malcolm X when he was having an interview and he was dealing with the politics from the Democrats and the Republicans. And he talked about the Negro, the 10 million Negroes that is targeted, the 10 million Negroes that makes a world of a difference in every election cycle. Every election cycle. So how both parties do whatever they can. You know, one party would say, give all kinds of lies, which is the Democrats. They'll give all kinds of lies, saying we'll do this for you, we'll do that for you, we'll do this for you. And then guess what? Only for our people to fall in line with that. And then before you know it, oh, we weren't able to get to it during this particular term. You know, vote for me again and I'll get to it in the next term. Before you know it, you caught in that cycle of voting for that lie. That carrot is in front of you. The Republicans, guess what? They do the same thing, but the difference is they do it's in your face. It's in your face. It's in your face. It's in your face. It's in your face, family. It's in your face. So I wanted to do a quick video, family, on this because it's serious. Leaders, start vetting this stuff. Start vetting this stuff. I know many of the leaders are not technically savvy, but start vetting this. It took me literally, when I saw the video and I began to do my research on it, you know how long it took me to get the information? It took me 10 minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Now, the video that you see, I literally, right, found the video where he's when he's addressing his assembly with all the public the politicians. What I did was, you know, I was able to find that video and compare it and let you see the comparison. You know, and so and it took me what, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. It took me 10 minutes. Like I said, I found not one video, but two videos with the same audio and was able to get the original video, do the research, got the original video. So what I did was I have a tool, you know, and you can purchase this tool. You can purchase tools online that will translate software over to whatever language. If it's in Russian, you can have it translated over to or transcribed over to English. So that's why you see at the bottom of the video the actual transcribe of the transcript of the video of the language. All right. So I want to make it clear because I see the question about who we should rock with and all this other stuff. Let me say this. You know, no one is pushing a Caucasian Caesar Borgia. Just because I'm saying that I'm not rocking with this or rolling with this or falling in line with the Putin lies, video lies, doesn't mean that I'm pushing the Caucasian Christ. You'll never find me on this channel or any other channel pushing a Caucasian Christ. We don't need Putin or anyone we don't even need the Russian icons to say, hey, we know that Christ was a dark melanated Negro. We got the scriptures to tell us that. We don't need to tell for anyone to tell us that, hey, Yahweh, right? Yah the Father, is dark melanated with woolly hair, because guess what? The scripture tells us that. Daniel makes it clear about that. Ezekiel makes it clear about that. Revelation chapter 5 makes it clear about that. So we don't need to have some Russian icons or any other images created beyond that, in this presence, right? To justify or to confirm the complexion of our ancestors, because it's right there in the scripture. Are you reading scripture? See, that's the point, family. I want to make it clear. I really want to reiterate that point. I don't care what any of these people say, because it's not going to change the fact that the scripture makes it clear the Messiah's skin complexion. But what I want to say this here, family, and I'm not just going to put it on the leaders, you have a responsibility to work out your own salvation. You have the responsibility to vet every piece of information that you take into your spirit. You need to confirm, because when it's all said and done, you have to stand before the Father and give an account for what you do and what you don't do. He's not going to listen to what someone said to you. No, that person will have to be held accountable for what they said or what they don't say, for what they do and what they don't do. If they're not being the watchman that we're called to be in the book of Ezekiel, guess what? Then that watchman has to take double blame for what they failed to do, and blame for the people falling or being compromised because they did not do that. Now we're getting into what Christ calls a hireling. There's a lot of hirelings inside the church, outside the church, in Christianity, in Catholicism, and in this awakening. There's a lot of hirelings. That's all about the likes. That's all about the clicks. That's all about the subscribes. That's all about the monetization. That's all about those things. Doing things just for the sake of resources. Family, I'm not in it for the money. I make very good money, live in a very nice house, drive very nice cars, putting daughters through school. So I don't need online revenue, because I'm very well taken care of. You know what I mean? Want to make that clear. But unfortunately, many, and I'm not saying all, but many are driven by the finances, these online finances. So that's why many are scared to take a stand. That's why many are scared. Like if I posted something wrong, like when that situation happened with that news clip, guess what? I made it clear, hey, you know what? I got caught out there. You know what? That was my mistake. I didn't know, that it was generated through some tool. I didn't know. But guess what? Now that I know, now that I know that there are people that are willing to stoop to some very low places just to deceive and try to make our community look bad. And guess what, family? These videos make our community look bad. You know why? Because it's not the fact that the videos are there, it's how we embracing it even after we know that the video is a lie. Because we're trying to come up with reasoning to justify the lie. Well, even though we know the video is a lie, but guess what? There's truth to the video because Christ. No, we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. Now, on this channel, have you seen me give any teachings on the Russian icons? You haven't seen me do any teachings on the Russian icons because I don't need to. I can, but there's plenty of sources that I can use. I'm not discrediting the Russian icons. I'm not saying that they fake because they're real. Been whitewashed. It's documented. But you know what? I don't have to use the Russian icons to teach this truth. There's other sources that many use. I don't use them over here because, hey, there's more sources. Like the book by, what's that? From Babylon to Timbuktu by Rudolph Windsor. I have the book, but I don't teach from it. Why? Because there's so many sources out here. This is not saying that that source is a bad source. It's just that because I know when we're dealing with the opposition that we have coming against us, we have to make sure we have our ducks in a row. I can't just go with what, the norm, what everyone else is going with. I got to go deeper because guess what? I'm a pastor. I have an assembly that I'm responsible for. I just cannot just, go haphazardly and just brace all kinds of things. So I have to make sure that I am on guard at all times, being that watchman standing at that entry to make sure that not anyone just going to have access to the sheep. So that's why I want to make sure you guys understand this. That's why I'm doing this video, to make sure I'm clear. I am not saying that the Russian icons do not exist and there's no validity to it. I'm simply focusing on the videos that are circulating. If you watch the video, because many posted comments without even watching the video and start posting all kinds of crazy stuff, that's how I know that there are trolls that are not from our community that are making those posts. Because those that are true, that truly follow We Woke Now and other platforms that are teaching this truth, they don't behave that way. They don't behave that way. So I'll say this again, family. We're living in a time of delusion right now. We're living in a very, very a time of strong delusion right now. A strong delusion right now. That we're getting tossed to or from with every wind of doctrine. Every wind of doctrine. And leaders, you have a responsibility. Even if you're wrong, you find out you're wrong, correct it. Correct it. Like the Messiah, when Peter denied him, the Messiah didn't beat him up, but Peter had to give an account. Christ asked him 3 times. Asked him three times about, do he love him? If he love him, feed his sheep. So family, the key is we can read all through scripture that many of the people that Yah used made errors. We know that Noah was in error. We know that, Abraham was in error. We can go to Isaac, he was in error. We could go to Jacob, he was in error. We could go to David, he was in error. We know that Solomon was in error. And I'm not saying, when I say in error, that they made mistakes. I want to make sure I'm clear with that. They made mistakes. They made errors. They made questionable decisions. So guess what? We are going to make questionable decisions, but it's what do you do once you find out that you are wrong? How do you right the ship? That's my point when I say leaders. Leaders, correct the ship. Let the people know that you were wrong. Let the people know that, you know what, I got caught out there. It won't happen again. You know what? And then guess what we do? We get Putin out of our conversations. We get Trump out of our conversations. We remove Biden, the Democrats. We remove all these foreign inputs from our conversations. We do just like what Nehemiah did. And what he did was he made it a point to remove everyone that was not part of the community out of the discussion. He built the wall, had everyone say, let's come together to build a wall. And then all those outside influences, let's leave them on the other side of the wall as we deal with family, as we deal with issues internally. We got the playbook, we got the template in front of us. So, family, I just wanted to do this quick live to just to let you know that, hey, you know, uh, we got to shift, family. We are in a strong delusion right now. And Second Thessalonians really lays out this strong delusion. It lays out the son of perdition. It also talks about that son of perdition. It talks about the great falling away, right? The falling away. That word Nephilim. Do you know that word Nephilim means not just giants, but it means tyrant. It means bully. It means falling away. So if we want to talk about the Nephilim, we are living in the spirit of the Nephilim right now. Why? Because there's so many that are falling away. And the only way you can fall away is if you reject the truth. The truth is presented to you and you reject the truth. Then you go into a falling away state. But if you are lost like we all once were lost, and the truth is presented to you, and you embrace this truth, and then you walk in that truth, you go from the status of being lost to being found. So when you read Second Thessalonians dealing with the son of perdition, it is a group of people, not one individual. It's not dealing with Judas who betrayed Christ. That's not the son of perdition. But the son of perdition, and I encourage you guys to watch the video I did on that. It's a lot deeper than that. It says the son of perdition is also going to go into the temples and put his images all through the temple to be worshiped as if he is the Most High. We see the images of Caesar Borgia, right? All up in our spaces, but it's just not those images of a physical image of a Caucasian, but we also see influences of Judaism from that Star of David. We see all kinds of things that have infiltrated our people. Anyway, family. Anyway. So with that being said, family, I just want to encourage you guys, watch the video in its entirety. I'm going to upload, if I don't do a live, I will upload a video probably tonight or tomorrow, by tomorrow morning, with a full explanation. I'll have the commentary with it and some additional information. I will also show you and prove that Putin never opened up a vault to icons. They already been there. What Putin did was he took the icon again of the Trinity, and he restored it to a particular church. Just looking here, look like my thing just did something weird. Anyway, family, look like I want to make sure. There we go. Yeah. All right. So with that being said, I just wanted to, like I said, do a quick live. But we need discernment like never before. That's why Apostle Paul made it clear. He talked about speaking in tongues. He talked about all the other spiritual gifts, but the one gift that he really placed a point of emphasis, even when you read Christ, is discernment. Discernment. When Christ said it to his disciples, he said, hearken, let no man deceive you. Hearken means discernment. We need discernment like never before, family. And in this awakening, we could be gullible. You know what I mean? We could be very gullible. We could be very gullible. Just because someone's saying that we Israel doesn't mean that they really have our best interests. Just because someone says that we are the people of the book, don't take it like they have our best interests. All right, family, but I got to get ready to go. Been on here a little longer than what I anticipated on doing. I want to give a special shout out to Donna Nichols. Thank you for the love and support. Thank you for the super chat. Thank you. I really appreciate it. So yeah, my phone is about to go dead as well. But family, I really appreciate it. If not, I may be online tonight. If not, I'll be available tomorrow, and I'll upload a video tonight. With that being said, Shalom.